Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and today I'm going to be going over some exciting news, or not exactly news, it's speculation, but some of it is news, and that is that there might be a new Pokemon type coming to the Pokemon TCG, or potentially a returning type. The first type is a Fairy. A Fairy has not been in the TCG for a while, and that's fine, but it might be coming back because the new generation is it's X and Y, or it's not the new generation. It's the not the remake. I don't know. I don't play the video games. It's the Legends game. I don't know the term for it. But anyway, there's the Legends game. Gonna get that in the TCG. Last time we got the Dragon type, or last last like 3 years ago, we got the Dragon type returning with Regidraco and I guess Duraludon, but like Regidraco. So we could have fairy type, but that doesn't necessarily make sense either. I don't think it'll come back. I'd say around a 5% chance that the fairy type returns, which is not impossible. It's certainly the highest chance we've ever seen. But one thing that I think is kind of not deconfirming it, but kind of deconfirming it is in Pokemon TCG Pocket, which I've talked about a bunch on my channel, although I will talk about it some more. We saw this Gardevoir card, and this Gardevoir is obviously not a fairy type, but the original art was on a fairy Pokemon. So that could be a sign that we are not getting getting fairy type back. I don't really know though. That obviously doesn't mean too much, but that's not the main point of this video because there is a new type that I believe is confirmed. I was looking at this PokeBeach article, which I think will be linked down below in the description or the pinned comment. I might do a poll on my channel whether you want. So comment down below if you'd rather info to give you, if it should be in the description, the pinned comment, or both. I probably would rather not put in both. YouTube can get mad at you or mad at me for putting links there. Getting mad at you too, I guess, if you post links in the description or the comments. It'll probably get deleted, I'm assuming. But anyways, the Stella type is coming to the TCG in Stellar Miracle, which will be releasing on July 19th, which will be the second set in this year, I believe. Um, and here we see that it says, according to the set's official sell sheet, it will introduce a new, quote, stellar Terra type. So this is with Terrapagos. This is obviously with Terrapagos. That's like the main Pokemon. For those of you who don't know, I guess this is a spoiler, but not really. There's a Terrapagos which has a new type in the video game called Stellar. Um, and it says when a Pokemon terrestrializes into the Stellar type, it gets an attack boost for every move type, 2 times for its original type, and 1.2 for every other type. I don't really know too much about it. Yeah. Oh, and then there's set Crimson Haze. I don't know how the sets will work entirely. Um, Crimson Haze is this a I believe this is a Japanese set, so I think we'll be seeing. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about all the release dates. Um, but I expect this July set to be our second set. That kind of makes sense. Anyways, that doesn't matter too much right now. What does matter is the stellar type. This is kind of interesting. It also says there will be 2 pre-constructed decks, Sylveon and Ceruledge. I think Ceruledge is, I don't know what types it is in the video game, but Sylveon's obviously a fairy type. Um, that's kind of interesting because it is a fairy type. So they could introduce 2 new types. I think that's almost certainly not going to happen, but it is. Or, okay, fairy would be a returning type, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I say there's a little under a 50% chance that we're going to get stellar type as a new type in the TCG, which means we could or we couldn't, right? This is kind of interesting. Some people are saying it could be like the Terra rule. The Terra rule, for those of you who don't know, which is actually, I think, a lot of people who just honestly forget about it, and I forget about it. It prevents bench damage done from either opponent's Pokemon to the Terra Pokemon. But then we could see something similar with a Stellar. I've heard a few different things suggested, but it doesn't matter too much. But that would not obviously be a new type. That would be a new, I guess it would be a mechanic or whatever. Anyway, yeah, that could be a thing. I don't know. Find that a little underwhelming. Obviously, I am not in support of a new type, as that would somewhat break my brand identity. But yeah, I think this would be kind of interesting. It would have potentially like be different, just like how drag. So colorless, obviously, there is no energy type for it, or there is, but there's no like basic energy for it. It's very different, and it's actually a little bit confusing. Colorless is its own energy type, but basic energies provide colorless energy, or I guess yeah, a colorless energy or like whatever type they are. So basic fire energy is either a fire energy or a colorless energy, and I believe that is how they work. And then dragon types, there is no dragon energy. There's a card double dragon energy, but it provides any type. There is no dragon type energy. On top of that, this could have its own energy type, but I would be very surprised if we got a stellar energy type. Some people are just saying Trap Ghost will just be colorless, but it is confirmed that we will have it as a Terra type. So this is going to be some something of Terra. Um, so yeah, as we said, it could be instead of like the Terra rule or in addition. So it could be something better or something. I don't know. It's very strange that they're gonna do. I guess it makes sense. Obviously, they need to introduce the mechanic, but they are saying it's a new type or a new Terra type. It could be. I don't know. I mean, right now Terra types are just types. It's not like you couldn't have a Pokemon that is a dark type that is fire energy. That certainly could be a thing. Um, so the Terra mechanic isn't anything absolutely groundbreaking, and so we could see something similar with a Stellar type. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing it. Also, some people are saying it would like hit every weakness. I heard that suggested. That'd be kind of weird. I think it could be fine, but nothing crazy. Um, I don't think it'll be a new type. I honestly don't really know how it will be implemented. I think it will be because we also have with the Legend Pokemon Legends ZA, as I said, there could be the Fairy type, probably not, but there will be probably the Mega Evolution in some sense. It could be something simple. We've seen I think Mega Sableye and Mega Lopunny on cards, for whatever reason, and so that's yeah, yeah, that like those weren't Mega Evolution cards. I mean, they are the Mega Pokemon, but it's not a Mega stage, right? There's if you, a Pokemon that evolves from an EX, capital EX is a Mega EX, and that was its own unique stage. But Mega Sableye as well as Mega Lopunny were on tag team cards. The Mega Sableye and Tyranitar, and Jigglypuff and Mega Lopunny. That might be wrong. I think those are the right Pokemon. They might be in the wrong order. But anyways, so yeah, those were cards. We could see something like that. Oh, like you could just have a Mega Charizard that isn't like actually a Mega Pokemon, Mega EX. I don't really know. And we could see the same thing for Stellar, but it says it is confirmed to be some sort of new Terra type. And it's kind of weird. I guess it won't exist outside of terrestrializing, but that's fine. We could see it attached as like a tool that, because Pokemon's been doing a lot of stuff with tools recently, a tool that changes its type into like a Stellar type, which would be kind of cool. I think the Terra mechanic, I made a whole video on it, and then I also made it, of course, in my ranking every mechanic, and I said it was a little underwhelming. I think this could be a cool addition. I'm not gonna speculate too much because then I'll ruin the surprise. Like if, because like with battle styles, people speculate a lot, and then they pretty much figured out what it was before it was announced, and then it wasn't as exciting anymore. Um, of course, battle styles is more obvious, although this could be something similar to Ancient and Future, but then Ancient and Future obviously is very much like Ancient and Future. They've been kind of doing some weird release things where they don't do something every year, they do multiple things every year, and like for every set they introduce a new mechanic, or every few, as opposed to just one mechanic every year, which is kind of cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll do. I'm almost certain they'll do a new mechanic with Pokemon Legends ZA, and obviously they are doing this new mechanic. I don't know. I think it will be a new mechanic, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I think it'll be something fun though, but I'm interested in hearing your thoughts down below. This is obviously big news if it is a new type. And there's also the fairy thing if that comes back, which is not impossible, I think. I don't know. They might have actually deconfirmed it, but they could like change that as well. I don't remember. I know they said that fairy type was done. Like they don't really have fairy type stuff anymore, but they could always bring it back, right? Nothing stopping them. I mean, they brought the EX mechanic back, and they bring things back from time to time. And some people want fairy back, like a lot. So anyway, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts down below, and if you think they'll bring back. If they'll bring in like a new type that's actually a new type, or if it's just a mechanic. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff, and I'm excited to see you in the next video.